بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أسرة سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم تسليما ومن أحسن قولا ممن دعا إلى الله ومن الصلاة وقال إنني من المسلمين الحمد لله الذي لم يتخذ ولدا ولم يكن له شريك في الملك ولم يكن له ولي من الذل كبيرا قال رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي امري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من اهلي هارون اخي اشدد بي اشري واشرك في امري كان ذابكا كثيرا ونشكرك كثيرا انك كنت بنا بشيرا قال قد اتيت سؤلك يا موسى امين امين يا الله. We thank him, Allah, we appreciate him for giving us another opportunity to be on the service of the earth today. Since the last week till now, there are many people who are older than us, who are of our age brackets, and those who are below our age, they have gone to the world, so the underneath of this service of the world, and there is nothing but what happened is that is our destiny. Our destiny that we should still be living, and particularly for giving us the highest Rama, highest blessing that any human being can have, which is what. Being a Muslim. That is the highest grade that one can be. You are hungry, you don't have houses, you don't have wife, you don't have everything. All those ones are frivolity that when you die, there is nothing to what to reckon with, except you are going to be challenged by all these acquisitions. But وَلَا تَمُوتُونَ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ. That is the best thing that you can achieve on this earth. If you happen to be a Muslim and you are able to die a Muslim, then we say congratulations. Almighty Allah himself will say congratulations to you. Irrespective of all the odds and the challenges, you are able to what? To live the service of this earth as a Muslim, and you walk and you depart as a Muslim. We say congratulations to you. Therefore, we are welcoming you back onto Youth in Islam with Adeleke as teacher. I have my guests on the studio who are going to be doing the justice to the topic. What is that topic? Al-Mulk, that is power, sovereignty. Sovereignty. My first guest is Imam Nureni Adeleke. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Ameen. Then we have Malam Rahman, Abdul Rahman Adebayo. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Barakah Juma.
We ask Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not to make this the end of it for us.
Ameen Allah. Let's start from this angle, from the Quranic angle. Almighty Allah says that Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Kulla umal mulk tutul mulka man tasha wa tanzi'u al mulka man tasha wa tuzillu man tasha biyadika al-hayy innaka ala kulli shay'in qadir. Almighty Allah is the one that enthrones and that dethrones. Almighty Allah has enthroned Bola Ahmed Tinubu to be our president, whether we like it or not. Almighty Allah knows about his emergence as the president of this country. People are now clamoring. Actually, the clamor didn't start this time, but on the day he was sworn in, then the announcement for the removal of fuel subsidy heightens the sovereignty of the people. Then you want to look at it because Almighty Allah says that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the best example for anybody. That you want to look at it. People, when you look at Saudi nowadays, all what you have in Saudi is enjoyment, 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 no sweat. But was it like that when Prophet Muhammad was governing the world?
Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man wala. We give thanks and adorations to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the first without the beginning and the last without an end, the Alpha and Omega of the universe, who give us an opportunity to be a Muslim, even though it is a very real opportunity, because whosoever that Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made us Muslim, the person has actually been given a real opportunity. So, and that is why we appreciate Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for doing that. So, alhamdulillah, and we also welcome all our people that are usually watching us for this particular program, that jazakumullahu khairan. So, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Ba'adhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, bismillahir rahmanir rahim, Allahumma malikal mulk, tu'til mulka man tasha, وتنزع الملك مما تشاء وتعز ما تشاء وتذل ما تشاء بيدك الخير إنك على كل شيء قدير. Yes, indeed, it is no other person than Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that gives power. And He takes powers from whosoever He deems it fit to take power from. Perhaps they don't make use of the power as expected by Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So He has given the opportunity, which is a very rare among millions of people, over 200 millions of people. He chooses our beloved president. I call this beloved president. Some people might be saying that, wow, no, it happens. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is aware that by so time, the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is going to be the #1 citizens of Nigeria. So it is not like, there's no doubt in it. It has been created. It is Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that did that, nobody else. So it is in part, is part of Qadar. It's part of destiny that Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has destined that by so period, from so year to so year, this is going to be the president of Nigeria. So it is not per chance, or it is not accidental. So we should always believe that. But when it comes to the rulers, how are they governing us as far as Nigeria is concerned? I want us to know two things, that there is difference between power, there is difference between rulers and leaders. The two of them, perhaps they might be using interchangeably, but the two are very different. The leaders and the rulers. So the leaders is what is expected for a reasonable human beings to be, not a ruler. Because when you are a leader, there are some characteristics that Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has imbibed in Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that is not common. That is why Allah said in another ayah in Surah Al-Imran, Surah Quran 3 verse 159, He said, لو كنت فبما رحمة من الله لنت لهم ولو كنت فظا غليظ القلب لانفضوا من حولك فاعف عنهم واستغفر لهم وساورهم في الأمر فإذا عزمت فتوكل على الله. Allah said that it is by Almighty Allah's mercy that we said that you should be lenient with them. As a leader, you should be lenient with your followers. Those people that are following, those people you are leading, you have to be lenient with them. You have to listen to what they are saying. You have to listen. You have to have a listening ear. And reason and you have to reason along with them. It's not that, yes, this is what you must do and you have to do it. No, it wasn't like that. You have to listen with them. You have to listen to their yearnings. What are they asking for? What do they request for? How do they want their life to be better? Allah now said that فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَظًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ. If you are heart-eated, لَأَنفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ, they are going to disperse from you. They are going to run away from you. You will not find them. You will not see them again. They will support you
for the second time.
Even for any other thing. I didn't know for any decision you make. So you should not be too harsh with them. You should not be too heart-eated with them. You should not be, flogging them and, in the end so that you want to make them. No. And I now say that, وَسَاوِرِهُمْ فِي الْأَمْرِ. You call them, you discuss with them, you talk to them, you ask them what do they want, their welfare, their activity, how do they want to survive, what life are they going to use that is going to be very easy for them, how are they going to survive. وَسَاوِرِهُمْ فِي الْأَمْرِ فَإِذَا عَزَمْتَ. And after you might have concluded whatever you wanted to do, then you trust on Allah. You rely whatever you wanted to do on Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ يُحِبُّ الْمُتَوَكِّلِينَ. Because you don't believe in your brains alone. The leaders doesn't believe in their brain. They depend on Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because it is not all what they thought that is going to happen that will happen. So they depend. After they have concluded with their followers, they have concluded with the representatives that yes, how are they going to move this particular country forward? And after the conclusion, they now rely solely on Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make sure that all their plans work according to their intentions.
Madam Abraham, I want you to look at it from this angle. Madam has talked about the leaders, has given the leaders the instruction from the Holy Quran. Then, what about the followers?
الحمد لله نحمده ونشكره ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بك من شرور انفسنا ومن سيئات اعمالنا ما يهد الله فهو المهتدي We praise Allah, may the blessing of Allah be with the Prophet Muhammad, his household and the generality of Muslims. You see, when we are talking, that's the part of the leaders. No. That's their own side. And then they must try and adjust by eating to by listening to the people they are leading. When it now comes to that is we the followers, we should try our possible best. We should just take it that Allah has appointed this so person for us to be our leaders. And we must try we must try our best by following his order. Because Allah said, Ati'u Allah wa ati'u Rasul wa ulul amri minkum. That's what Allah said. We should follow Allah, we should follow his prophet, the teachings of his prophet. Then we should now do what? Our leaders, we should try and do in accordance with what they say to us. So we as a followers, we must not have any iota of doubt in our leader. If they share us to do something, we should try and abide by the rules and regulations of the land. We should try and desist from going against the rules and regulations. Because if you see, because there is another, I think the Prophet said in one of his hadiths that Allah used to appoint leaders for people.
That's
it. That is with their own behaviors. That's what Allah is going to consider to give them, to appoint a leader for them. If you fail to follow these rules and regulations of Allah, if you fail to follow Allah, and then you try to you just take off by destroying the land, by taking riba, by doing zina, by doing all sorts of calamity, all sorts of atrocity, by committing it, Allah is going to bring down a leader that will be the same thing the way you guys are behaving. So we should try and watch ourselves. You see now, look at our society. Riba. See how riba has become, they've turned abnormality to normalcy. In this our society we find ourselves today. You see them, zina is nothing more, but it's nothing, it's not even, it has become rampant. Zina. You see people are not even hiding that zina anymore. And all these things,
like a social life.
Like a social life. And all these things are contributing to what? To our suffering in this country. To our suffering in this country. See now, we are clamoring that bad governance. Then they go out, they protest against what? Against what? Which Allah has warned every reasonable Muslim daughter, he should not engage in in coming out, in protesting against leaders.
Violent protest.
Anything, there's nothing like protest.
What is the end of
you see, every protest, they like just giving it a befitting name.
Dialogue is what
Allah that's what Allah has ordered us to do. If you see that something is not going well in our country, then we appoint some people. It's not just ordinary people, just random people. All the people that are very intelligent, we appoint them. Oh yeah, you go and help us meet our leader. Just go in a round table with him, discuss that, give him solution. It's not that you not be let's stop this blame game. You see, we should stop this blame game of a thing, even from this opposition party or from this. We should stop it. Try and provide solution. That's it. It's not just that you just go and pick people from the road and say, we want to go and talk to. You see, they just wipe you away. That's government. They have the power and they can do and undo. And nobody is going to accept Allah that created them. It's the only one that can ask them. But we, the followers, let's try and follow the rules, the laid down rules and regulations. You see now, we are saying that the country is not good. All these are in Western country, all these advanced country, what are they doing to survive? See them paying their tax. They know here in Nigeria, how many of us are paying our tax? And we are expecting something from government. We are not doing our own duty as a citizen as well. We pervert justice at times, even though in our household, within our household self, in our areas, we pervert justice. We do anything we like. You see, they will ask you to do this, you'll be doing otherwise. So let's try and adjust by following the lay down rules and regulations. Whether we like it or not, this is the current man that Allah has appointed for us. And we must know we must try all our possible by following his order.
And cooperate with him.
And pray for him. We should try and pray for him. We should pray for him, not to be cursing him. You see, if you are cursing, that's another angle. Because I used to wondering that you are cursing who? Who are you cursing? Who are you cursing? You are cursing the president that is comfort of his what? Of his house. Everything is just, if you curse him, the repercussion of that curse will still come and meet you.
Okay,
it will bounce back on you.
Exactly.
Because you are causing that Allah should what? Allah should not lead him into what? Into straight path. Should not give him solution. Now, if he was unable to get the solution, you know that you are going to what? You are not going to suffer for it. So my own answer is what? And that's how Allah and the Prophet of Allah has what? Has advised us that if we have any hardship like this, we should try and what? Pray for our leader. We should dialogue with them. After dialogue with them, irrespective of their performance. We are talking about Tinubu. Has he destroyed land compared to Firaun? You see Firaun now? Firaun destroyed the land. He destroyed the land to the extent that he ordered his people to be calling him God. That's the most, even though Shaitan is not even, that's the highest sin. Because Shaitan said, he was like, what's happening to this Firaun? I being a Shaitan, I've never called myself that name. You said, you see, you are not shouting. That's it. That's the highest sin. To call yourself God. You ascribe yourself that quality that belongs to only Allah. Now Firaun will torment his people. What did Allah say? When Allah wants to send Musa to him, Prophet Musa, he said what? When you get there, you do what? Do you see it? That's Allah. If you get there, Musa, behave yourself. Talk to him with lenient language, with soft word, because we don't know. He might remember us and fear Almighty Allah. You see, that's what Allah. Firaun is not even up to who is Tinubu beside Firaun.
And also we cannot even compare. We can't compare Tinubu with Firaun because Tinubu is a person that at least he has his own good aspects. Do you get it now?
Exactly.
So, but just because the policies that Baba is trying to place is a little bit hard on people. Perhaps he might have, a future motive. Do you get it now? Do you know what I'm saying now? But at current, so perhaps people might be facing, several challenges because of the policies. But when we talk of that particular Firaun is Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in fact, knew that he has claimed that Firaun is a dog. And in fact, Almighty Allah and Almighty Allah knew that he won't accept Islam. Despite the fact that Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knew that Firaun will not accept Islam and will also he has strayed already. Firaun has gone astray. Despite the fact of that, when the Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam was sent to him, they told him that Prophet Musa, in fact, it was two prophets that was sent to one person. It was two prophets. The Almighty Allah did not say that the Prophet Musa and Prophet Harun should go and shout on Pharaoh or protest
against
him. He said, just go to him and admonish him, dialogue with him, talk to him in a reasonable manner. That if at least if he can be able to remember Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because you see, Almighty Allah still have mercy on him. Despite the fact that Almighty Allah has seen him, he was a thug, and Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has claimed that yes, this person has a thug, he still has mercy on him. He still has mercy for him, that perhaps he might retrace his steps.
We may not be able to go beyond this level. By the grace of God, we are still going to go further on this one. These are the convenient points we are saying. Ma'asalam wa ila liqa.